Returning back to the Polara project, during this episode we'll be adding on some window extensions as well as working on some of the fine details. So let's dive right in.
Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well, and thank you for tuning into Moose Motion. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the content, comment below what you think, share with your friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new, and be sure you have your post notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new content. Anyway, thank you for your support, it's highly appreciated.
Hello once again, my dear viewers, and hope all is well. So during this video we're going to start with our small details, basically working on the back, refining some of those lights and various other little objects before we get into the real difficult stuff, which happens to be the window extensions, mainly because they're two different mediums. The window extensions are made out of oven-baked clay, and well, the car at this point is mostly plasticine, which is obviously not very well, doesn't handle temperature very well. If I threw that in the oven, it would basically melt away, and literally hundreds of hours worth of work would just be gone. So unfortunately we're gonna have to take a few weird steps in order to kind of make it work. I was able to pull it off, however, but it was not a lot of fun, and well, if you're doing this kind of thing, it's not something I would perhaps really recommend unless you're super picky like me and a bit of a perfectionist. Other than that, yeah, you probably could have gotten away with it, but I'm picky, so I just didn't quite like it as much as I would have. And if I finished it, I would be just staring at that part going, that's wrong, the entire time, unfortunately. So I just decided that I was going to essentially fix the problem instead of having to constantly stare at it going, this doesn't look correct. It was mostly for the future sanity, not current sanity. Mainly because I was hoping I was going to be able to move on to a new project at this point, but unfortunately that's not quite the case. We're still kind of working on this little thing. I did take one little short break to kind of make my own little character. I decided to make a Scrat, mainly because he was one of my favorite characters from Ice Age, and I can produce some quick, funny, short cartoons for everybody to enjoy as well with that character. So should be interesting. So be sure you have your post notifications turned on, and if you would like to see how Scrat was made, and perhaps more on this series, be sure to check out your post description and check out the links there. Because if you by chance haven't caught up on the rest of this series in particular, I would suggest you go do that, because this is the last one in the Polara build process, which I'm quite happy. So thank God we can finally move on to a new car that'll probably pop up on keyword research, hopefully a little bit more, and get more views than this thing did. Not gonna lie, it was a little aggravating having to put this much work and detail into a car that I knew no one really ever heard of, but oh well, it's better than, you know, not putting the extra effort in and then me going, I don't like this the entire time, and just never using it. Anyway, perhaps if you have a suggestion on what kind of car you would like to see sculpt next, leave one in the comments below, and who knows, perhaps if I will, you know, do some research, if it pops up good enough on keyword research, I might just do it. And one other idea I've been kind of stewing with for the last little while was perhaps building one of my own personal cars. For those of you who don't know me personally, I own 6, and well, 3 of them, or 4 of them, are fairly cool. My 96 F-150, my 86 Camaro, my 98 Neon, and my 1963 Rambler. That one's a bit of an oddball, but all of them are fairly cool cars, and I put a lot of time and effort and money into those, so it would be kind of cool to have a little clay model that I could basically kind of tag along with the real car itself. To be honest, that would make some pretty cool pictures as well. So if that's something everyone else would like to see, I will possibly start that project, but that's probably not going to pop up too well on keyword research, unfortunately, so may or may not jump on that train right away. But it is something in the background and basically to look forward to. And as always, be sure to keep your eyes peeled for Milton the Moose, and perhaps if you're not familiar with him, he's the little mascot, or the little photo you see kind of in the top left on my channel. He is kind of the mascot here. Any rate, if you timestamp correctly when he shows up on screen, you will have your comment pinned at the top of the comment section, as well as a shout out perhaps in my next video. And well, this one was a little easier than the previous one, not gonna lie, because nobody spotted it, so I did to make things a little easier on you viewers, so good luck. And if you enjoy the content, be sure to smack that like button if you haven't so already. Comment below what you think of the project. Be sure to stick around all the way to the end so you can see the finished product. Don't just skip it, that doesn't help me with the algorithm or watch time minutes, unfortunately. As well as be sure to share with your friends and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new, and if you're perhaps making your own little clay car, at this point just follow along with the text, and I will talk to you towards the end of the video. Thank you to viewers, your support is highly appreciated. Hello again, my dear viewers, and thank you for sticking around to the very end of the video. As you can see, the Polara project is now finally come to a close. No more big wagon project for a little bit, which kind of makes me happy. I did enjoy working on this thing. I'm happy to have another clay car in the mix, but this one was a lot more work than anticipated. That 60s wagon body was not exactly easy to construct, even though it is kind of just a giant brick, so to speak. There's a lot of weird body lines on the side that are just kind of a little hard to notice, unfortunately. And, well, if you don't pay attention to those small body lines in particular, at that point it doesn't really look like what you're trying to achieve, essentially. So it's very important that you get those small details in, and unfortunately once you get this far, it's kind of a fight to try and keep them all there at the same time, too. At any rate, that's future me's problem. We'll probably do some test animations on this little clay car soon. Punish them tires, break it in a little bit. Anyway, you made it this far. Be sure to like, comment, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe if you're new. That's enough for me. Till next time, take it easy.